Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, and this is NCAA 13 Dynasty with the Nebraska Cornhuskers. This is episode 18, and we are back for the second part of the off season. As you take a look here at the recruiting, we have 5 weeks of recruiting to kind of wrap up the postseason, or the I should say postseason, the off season, as we're recording these, or trying to show you guys some of the pipeline states that we're working with, and of course some of the recruits that we're looking at this point right now. So there you see some of the pipelines that we're working with, and some of the ones we could be potentially losing here going into the second season of this. Now remember, this is going to be the 2013-2014 season here in NCAA. So you'll see a lot of players that we had previously, or I should say a lot of players are currently right now in the NFL in college football. So it's kind of a way back machine. We're going to go back some here and see some of those young players, and we'll probably end up running eventually into some of those household names that are in the NFL right now. But take a look at Brian Harris here. Here's some numbers from him as we finished up recruiting him, and got him signed. Now these are all signees that we've signed here during the school year, and of course going to this off season here. And we've got some pretty good names. We've got some pretty good guys here that I feel comfortable with. We've got quite a few 4 stars, and of course we got a lot of 3-star guys that we're going to be working with and seeing how that goes here as we go along on this journey here of trying to sign the right player, or at least the players that we feel comfortable with going into this season that we have for us here coming up. So there you see Jamal Lloyd there. You got Oklahoma, Iowa State there looking at us as we or at him at the time when we were recruiting him. And of course we'll take a look at some of his skills there. Wide receiver. He's gonna be a freshman coming in. And this young man here, he could make a big impact here. 84 speed right now. He's not the most fast wide receiver, but he's probably one of our tallest. 6'1", 181 pounds there. He does, take a look at his receiving numbers there. Catch is decent. Spectacular catch we need to kind of work on. Route running, he knows what he's doing. And then, of course, catching traffic there, that's something that we'll definitely work on. And of course, all these guys you'll see here will be they'll be in training. They'll see their training numbers here, and I think we'll see that I think in the next episode, if I'm not mistaken. I think we'll see those guys their final numbers for the upcoming season here in a bit, both with the upperclassmen and of course the freshmen coming in, because they'll do some training in there or whatnot. Excuse me, which I think with the NCAA, I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know how they're going to do it here, or when they do bring back the NCAA games here. Hopefully it'll be something close to what Madden is right now with the XP and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people were asking me. I got some Facebook questions and stuff like that, asking me why why I wasn't going with NCAA 14. And the reason was, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, was basically because of the recruiting. The recruiting on there is kind of tough, and it's kind of it's just it's a little odd, a little strange, and I don't like the whole you get so many X amount of points, and you have to use those points to you get there's a point system or whatever like that. I kind of like the time system where you can spend up to an hour or or a minimum of 10 minutes with a player, kind of get their attributes like that. And yeah, I mean, 10 minutes you can't do too much with getting information out of them. You may get a stat, or you know, maybe unlock a attribute or something like that of theirs. But I think I kind of like this. I'm used to it. They've been that was kind of one of the things that kind of turned me away from NCAA 14. Now, not to say that I'm not going to use NCAA 14 in some kind of form, because I have been playing it. A buddy of mine has the game, and I've been trying to just kind of with a mock, just a generic team, just random teams I've been using. There with just on the game that trying to work out the kinks and trying to see how the system works on that game. For maybe a possible a later franchise or later dynasty mode. I think I said this in the last video there. We may end up having a team builder series to bring back Teddy Bonds, my coach that I've had created back in several NCAA games ago. Bring him back, but bring him back in the capacity of the NCAA route, because that's where he first, I created him. He's been in Madden as a coach, but in the NCAA, that's where he's been known, well known as. But yeah, that is something I'm kind of looking at for a team builder series there, where we can start to build our team. I don't know if I'm going to use Nebraska. I may use another team on there. I know there's some newer teams on that series there in that game. But also, too, I was kind of looking at maybe possibly creating my own school there from scratch. There are 2 schools that I could create and really they're creations from my days from going to these 2 schools, or actually maybe 3 schools I should say now. One of them is a junior college that I went to a couple years ago, way back in the, I would probably say in the 70s and 80s. This school was one of the most popular junior colleges in the state of Kansas, and pretty successful in the division they were in. But then here, probably in the last 15, maybe close to 20 years, they went to another division or another conference. I believe it's called the Jayhawk Conference, and it's a pretty brutal conference. You have a lot of guys that actually came through the NFL or came through junior college to get to the NFL in this division there, so it's a pretty well known division. You got schools like Coffeyville and Dodge City and so many others. So if you're a football fan, you follow football quite a bit, you probably know a lot about those junior colleges here in Kansas, because there's a lot of NFL talent that have went to these schools to get to the Division I school and whatnot. So I'm thinking about creating them. So it'll be Highland Community College. Also, you have Bacon University, where I went to. That's where I went. The second school I went to. I transferred out of the junior college, and then I went to Emporia State, which was another one, another school there that I went to. I actually got my degree from, and that's something school that I was thinking about creating. And then there was there's another well-known school around here in the same area, here in around the Kansas and Missouri area, or Northwest Missouri State. They've recently won their, they've won several now Division II championships, and so they're a very big powerhouse school. They play great football. I really enjoy watching them, and seeing how they play football. They just recently won a NCAA championship, not just in football but also in basketball. So that's a school that I could create and have Coach Teddy Bonds be a part of. So those are just some of the things, as I know I'm talking about this and you guys are seeing these recruiting boards and whatnot. But yeah, that's something I want to look into possibly doing in NCAA 14. So it's not out of the wood. It's not necessarily not going to happen, but there could be a good chance there we could start a series, a team builder series on that game. But yeah, we'll go ahead, take a look here. One of our recruits here that I do want to mention here, Bobby Allen. Currently right now he is in some legal trouble. We'll take a look at some of his stats here. Now he's 65 overall, and there's some areas there he could improve in. But there's a good chance that he cannot be coming to our ball club because of some legal issues. Now, Bobby got in trouble over the course of the summer after his senior year, and there's a good possibility here that he could be doing some jail time here. He got involved in some vandalism at there in his hometown of Grapevine, Texas. And this is not his first or second offense. This is probably I think it's his third, and this one's pretty serious. Local newspapers and local news are saying that that this could be some serious jail time here, and the prosecutor there in Grapevine does want to take it to the full extent of the law. So we could be possibly cutting Bobby if it does get this gets to a point where he is tried and is convicted of the crime. But for right now, he is still with our ball club. He did sign his letter and all that kind of stuff. So legally, we can keep him up to the point where he's in trouble. And if he's in trouble, then there is a good sign that we could take away his scholarship in those situations there. Talked to a lot of people, board trustees and like that, and right now they just want to let the legal matters go, take its course and see what goes on afterwards. So, but yeah. Just finishing up here some recruiting here with the recruits that we've just, like I said, recently just signed here during the off season here. And then you see Colt Coyer. He looks like he could be a pretty decent defender there. He played, I believe, on the defense there. And we're going to try to see how we can work him into there. As we do have quite a few, linemen and stuff like that. But we're going to try to see if we can change that up, maybe try to get him to play on the offensive side of the ball, because we are pretty loaded up on corners. Safeties, we could probably try to put him in that area, and maybe even, safety position. Wide receivers, we're kind of sort of. It's kind of one of those kind of no. Because I do have a few players that I do want to start this year and help us out. But then again, we don't want to turn away any help at all when it comes to the receiving core there. So we'll try to get that for ourselves there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and finish up with these recruiting. Like I said, there's 5 weeks of recruiting during the off season, and this is basically just the remainder of scholarships that we have on the board. There you see Terrence Timms. Nebraska, he finally decided to sign with us. 4-star recruit, 6'4", 309 pounds from Washington State. There you see Boise, Louisville, Michigan, Nevada, Georgia Tech, North Carolina State, and looks like Navy all wanted him, but we got him. He's a 69 overall there. Now they say he's a bust, and we'll find out if that's going to be the case with recruiting or with not recruiting, with with stats and stuff like that. He'll have his final stats, so it'll be coming up here pretty soon. But we got enough time here that we can work with him, and he'll get some work in there because he is a freshman. Our offensive line is kind of fragile right now. So I mean, yeah, he's not the best guy that we want to put out there, but if we can put him out there early and get him some experience, our offensive line is not, not in desperate need of anybody right now because we still got some good players there with it that are going to get some good playing time here this year, and not to mention too, depending on what the score is and who we're playing, he can come in and just try to kind of just get you familiar with the offense, how it's ran, and what he needs to do to earn a spot, earn a potential future starting spot there for our ball club. So we'll see how that goes. Now we're going to week 3. Well, actually, no, I'll take that now. We're going to week 4. As we go along here, no players, no big names were really signed with us. We're just sitting here, just kind of recruiting guys. We got some guys coming in for some game or for a visit. We got a couple home, we got some in-home visits here that we're gonna make. We're gonna go talk to them, go visit with them, and then kind of just give our spiel about why they should come to Nebraska. And I mean, to me, honestly, if you're a fan of football and you're going to play college football and like that, I think Nebraska is one of those schools you just can't really refuse to not listen to, because I mean they're a powerhouse. I mean, they may not be like the Nebraska Cornhuskers of the late '80s, early '90s, but they do still have that. They still make a big impact into college football. Still one of the big powerhouses of college football. So we'll see how that goes. But there you see a couple of players there, a couple of freshmen that we're going to bring in here to see what they can do. There you see Turner, the defensive end, Whittaker, of course, the athlete, Thomas, a quarterback, and Newman, a strong safety there. So, just some good recruits there that I think that I wouldn't have kept going after those guys if I didn't think they could do something. And I honestly think they can. And I think they really will do something great for us and help us out there, even if it's not going to make a huge impact on the field there first time around in in this immediate future here. Hopefully down the line here, that's you're hoping for, that these guys that you're looking at right now will turn around and if need be. Hopefully they can come on the field as soon as possible. Especially if there's an injury or something like that, they can step up and do something. But right now we're just kind of working with them and just trying to improve their stats and their abilities here as we go along. So there you see the commitments there from these. Just these this last week here on the recruitment, and there you see I think we added a couple more there. I think we added another 5 or 6 more onto the board there. So the board and usually I try not to complete the try to have a full recruit board. I try to go after a particular players, X amount of, whatever I'm looking for. So in this case, linemen, preferably in all offense, so like tackles, guys that are tackles, guys that are centers like that, and especially offensive line, defensive line, you can switch them out, and you can have them move around. So. We'll see some of that here coming up, I think, in the next episode, where you'll see some players getting shifted to one side to the other. Because if we could do that, then that would be awesome and really help us out there, where we don't have to worry about like, oh, okay, we don't have this guy, we don't have that. Okay, now on second thought, we do have a guy there that could actually play it. So just moving guys around, seeing what their abilities are. They might have better ratings as a tackle than they would as a guard. So we'll be seeing that here. But yeah, there you see some of the recruits there, and there you see our pocket passer here. In college football, I love pocket passing. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the guys that can, do the option, but I love those guys that can stay in the pocket, that can handle the pocket. Because right now we have a good offensive line here. At least from last season, we had a good offensive line. That we still have some of those key players there that have great ability to hold that pocket up for a quarterback, so he can be able to look down the field and get the ball to the receivers. So great pocket passer there. You see Brian Harris there, one of our great young guys that are going to be coming in, 77 overall. Definitely a gem. And there you see a couple others there that we signed too. So, like I said, good signs here. I feel comfortable with them. And again, they're not going to make a huge impact. There's one of them that we didn't get a hold of from Orangeburg, South Carolina, Dane Harrington. There you see him get signed there to a local school there at South Carolina. So, unfortunately, we won't have him on our squad. But hopefully we'll be able to meet him down the road and hopefully say, hey, this is so you picked the wrong school there, kid. So hopefully we'll be able to play him at some point here in his career. But just showing some of the guys we did. We didn't get everybody that we wanted, and then of course that's going to happen. There's players that want to stay close to in the home state. They don't want to go outside of the area. And of course, if they do, they want to play. I know. I got two guys right now that I made promises to that we're gonna have to play a game in his home state of Iowa, and the other one I can't remember exactly what state it was, but we went ahead. And you'll see in the next episode. I'll mention it. Hopefully, I'll remember. But we got made promises to them, so we'll have to arrange a schedule to that. And trust me, the schedule that you guys will see in the next episode is a brutal one. You'll be asking yourselves, what was you thinking? Well, I wasn't, because with the shift of the conference and how we're moving teams around, because we're trying to make it as close to present day conferences in the Big Ten, the Pac-12, the Big 12, stuff like that. I'm trying to keep it as close as I possibly can, because each conference has the minimum is 4 teams, so not everybody's going to be in. Of course, some conferences don't exist anymore now. So you'll see that here coming up in the next episode. So we'll try to get that the conferences as close as we can here. As you take a look here, a couple other players here we're looking at here. I think this is where I'm looking at. I believe quarterbacks here. I'm trying to see what the quarterback tree looks like. You see, there's a corner there, Donald Woods. He is got just a great interest there, and he wants to go ahead and be a part of our team here. So we offer him a scholarship there. He's a corner, and I believe, I don't know if we got his numbers or not, but we'll see here. Eventually we'll see. We'll make our cuts. We'll have that. We'll have to trim the team down to so many players. So we'll see if he'll make that cut to be on next year's team. As you see there, you got Nebraska, and then you got the U, Miami, and Texas looking at him. So yeah, some good schools looking at him, but we lucked out, and we were able to sign him there to the team. Take a look there at some of the stuff we found out about him. Proximity of the team is not an issue with him. Campus lifestyle. Well, actually, both are an issue for him, so that's what he's looking at. We tried to get his style of playing style. We failed on that, and also his pro potential. Sounded like he didn't really care for a possible pro potential there. So, but we failed on that, trying to see if that was just something that we can sway him on. But excuse me, not the case there for him. But we'll take a look here, and before we wrap up this final week of recruiting, you see McKinley, a athlete there. You got Tate, who is our another quarterback there, a young quarterback from Colorado. Walker from our home state of Nebraska, and then Lester from Arizona. So again, some good, decent players there that we've recruited, and that we're hoping that can start a pipeline event here, and hopefully kind of draw in some of those players from those states. Because for us, Nebraska's the most important one, but then you got Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Colorado, Texas, California are of course the big two, because there's a lot of those small town schools that have really good teams, and then of course trying to get some teams out. Of course we would like to pick some guys out of the divisions like the Pac-12, the SEC, stuff like that. So just trying to whatever we can do here to do some recruiting and try to sway those guys and try to convince them to come to the Midwest and play there in Lincoln. And now we're in signing day here, so we've got some guys that are going to be signing hopefully for us here. As we take a look here now, we got to switch some players around here, put some player changes here. We got our athletes here who, like I said, I've kind of mentioned that we're going to move them to certain areas of them playing on either defensive or offensive side of the ball. And we'll see here with Whittaker. There you see 78 overall for the wide receiver. Looks like the highest so far. We'll kind of go through every position and see where his overalls land him at. 77 as a corner, 79 as a free safety. So that could be a good possibility there. Wide receiver, yeah. So we go ahead and put him as a wide receiver. I think, like I said, we're gonna try to keep a good base and try to get guys coming in and out of the wide receivers. Collier, I believe he's going to be playing defense, but I could be wrong because it says wide receiver at 77 there. I can't remember exactly where I said that we're going to put him at. Looks like it could be a free safety there because he's 79 overall is good. So we'll do that. And then McKinley, he has a 79 or 76 overall here. Looks like he could play. I think we're gonna go ahead and put him as a halfback there, so he'll be in the backfield. So we'll go ahead and kind of just cycle through these again. I'm pretty sure. I think this one I know for sure should be a halfback. So yeah, we're gonna put him in a halfback, and then Andy Tyler. We'll see where he lands at here at some point. And I apologize if it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, because it has been a while since I've made this video up. It's probably been about, probably about 2 or 3 weeks since I made this video. But there's the defensive tackle. Looks like a pretty good area for him. Just go through, cycle all of them, see what our choices are. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with him with a defensive tackle. Then I decided I didn't save it because I screwed up, so I ended up hitting the wrong button. So I ended up having to go back and put those guys back into the positions that I was looking at. So yeah, that's why I'm showing this again. Just to confirm, I didn't hit the OK button for those. Or, well, I did, but then I didn't hit the overall. You know, you had to hit back out in the last year for sure. And I didn't hit the. I think I ended up hitting X on cancel there, and so I had to go back and put those players back to where I wanted them at there when it comes to the position change there. But I also made, you know, with that too, I also made some mistakes there because we had some players there that are already on our team who have better overalls in other areas. So I had to do some moving around here, changing up athletes there. Take a look here. Santos, I think I moved Santos from right to left, so we'll move him over to left there. And he was one of our better hitters last year. He's a great hitter as a linebacker, just taking guys and just knocking them down. Great job, but he'll be our starting left outside linebacker. Then we went ahead, and I think we got another change here. Looks like it could be... Okay, yeah, there we go. Go ahead and confirm it. So, but yeah, we made a couple other minor changes there. We moved, I think, a couple of halfbacks to some fullbacks to help us out in that because they had some pretty good blocking there. So, but yeah, take a look here. That is the next episode here, as we're going to take a final look here at the off season. In part 3, we're going to take a look at some training results, and of course, show you guys the schedule and the final roster for this ball club here in NCAA 13, Nebraska Cornhuskers Dynasty. So, yeah, stay tuned for that video. It should be coming up here very soon. We'll get that out, and then we'll get into week 1, where we'll show you guys that here. And of course, I don't want to tell you who it is because, yeah, week 1, it's gonna be. I'll tell you about the schedule. The schedule is gonna be fun. It's gonna be brutal at first, but it should be a fun one. So we'll see that coming up here in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Also, don't forget to hit that subscription button if you have not yet subscribed here to ESGNet for the latest in college football. Yes, college football is coming back to the channel. Can't wait. It should be a lot of fun here on ESGNet. Follow us also on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Links are down below in the description. Follow us there for the latest news and events here on ESGNet. But other than that is it for me, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.